Hey guys, welcome to this unboxing and review of the Hobbs 5.7 litre air fryer. Now I'm a little bit late on this game, I have to say. Usually my preferred methods of cooking are either on the induction or the stove or in the oven. And so air frying for me was like a thing that was just totally foreign. But I thought to myself, you know what, it's time to get modern. It is time to modernize and revolutionize my kitchen. And so here we have it. Let's see if it's worth all the hype. Okay. At that looks like some tasty food. So this particular air fryer has 7-in-1 programs, and on the side here you can see it has a digital touch display. It has dishwasher safe parts, which is handy. It also has adjustable temperature, fundamentals, meaning that it carries 5.7 litres of food. That's a lot of food. So inside the box, you've got a cable and you've got the massive, oh my goodness, it's quite large. Massive air fryer, wowzers. It is so well wrapped up, so hopefully there'll be no scratches on the inside of this. Now I'm pretty excited because I'm a limited chef. I don't really know how to cook all that much food, but one thing I do know how to cook is sweet potato fries. And usually what I do, well, usually it takes about an hour and a half to make them if you want to make them really good. And usually it means that you have to pre-boil the potatoes, make them nice and soft, then stick them in the oven for some roasting with a little bit of salt and olive oil, and 40 minutes or so later, you get some really nice, crispy, gorgeous sweet potato fries. But how does it compare if I was to cook them in this bad boy? We're going to find out very soon. Okay, so now that we've got to the nitty-gritty, you can see and appreciate the design of the Hobbs itself. Over here, you've got a simple LCD display which has got the temperatures. You've also got a really, I quite like this handle. It's like a nice orange color, which contrasts with the black, so it looks quite fancy. It's very shiny. I believe this is where the tray is, so let's put it. Look at that, and that is your 5.7 litre tray. My goodness, it doesn't actually look that big, but it must be really big. And what I was concerned about is on the pictures, it looks like it was plastic, but actually it is a metal. You can hear that, it is metal. So it's coated with, I believe, some non-stick apparatus, which means that your food hopefully won't stick onto it. In saying that, hopefully the non-stick is safe and it doesn't peel off, because that's one of the concerns that you have when you are cooking with non-stick. But certainly, taking a look at the actual device itself, it looks really quite swanky. It's got a little carry handle here. It's not particularly heavy. You can carry it with one hand. I guess if it's filled up with food, maybe that's a different story. And around the back over here, there's an air vent, which I suppose you need to keep nice and ventilated to make sure that it's getting enough flow so it can do its business. In terms of its cable cord, well, it doesn't look particularly long. Probably just about 1 meter in length. So you might need to place it near to an electrical socket or get an extension cable. Yeah, it's just about 1 meter. And it does have a little, you can tie around the back like so, which is handy if you do want to just store it in your cupboard, for example, because I imagine that not many people have a lot of bench top to place this on, because it does look rather large, and probably you just want to use it maybe a few times a week. I'm not sure. Okay, so the first thing you got to do before you use this is you have to hand wash the removable parts. So when you use it for the first time, you may notice when you use the fryer for the first time, you may notice smoke or a slight odor for the first few minutes of cooking. This is normal. Ensure the room is well ventilated. Slide the basket into the machine until it clicks into place. The appliance will not work unless the basket is properly inserted. Okay, this is actually quite interesting, because I always wondered, how did air frying work? In my very primitive mind, I thought that it meant that there's a huge amount of oil and it's frying everything mid-air. However, the air fryer uses hot air and radiant heat for cooking. Little to no oil is required. If needed, add oil to the food as a coating. Do not pour the oil into the basket. Well, that's pretty interesting, because hopefully, rather than actually frying it in like a deep pan fryer, you can actually use less oil, making it maybe more healthy. Let's find out. So you have to actually give about 5 centimeters of space all around, I suppose, for that ventilation for it to work, and have oven gloves or a tea towel on hand, because it can get really quite hot on the inside. Sounds way too exciting for me. Now, it does also tell you the default cooking times and temperatures for fries is 25 minutes at 200 degrees. That is crazy. That is actually really fast. 25 minutes. Man, I'm going to have these fries done in no time. Usually, I'll be slaving away from them for like an hour and a half. I'm excited to see if they actually get soft and squidgy from the inside and crisp on the outside. That's what I want to know. You can do chops in 22 minutes, prawns in 15 minutes. You can bake a cake in 30 minutes. You fish in 15 minutes. My goodness, you can literally halve the time, if not make a third of the time of your cooking with this air fryer. This just sounds too good to be true. But is it? Let's find out. First up, I need to wash the components. Okay, now that it's nice and clean and it's ready, it's time to load it up with some food. So here I've got some sweet potatoes. I'm gonna cut them into little wedges, and you can actually, according to the manual, it's actually really handy, the manual. It gives you some instructions of how to cook any homemade fries. It says that you can make them in 20 minutes with 200 degrees, rinse, towel dry, toss in salt, pepper, and 1 teaspoon of oil. Voila. Hwaya! Ta-da! We have got some freshly cut sweet potato fries. Now what I'm going to do is just lightly spray them with some olive oil and season them. So season them to how you want them to be seasoned, whether it's with salt, pepper, paprika. I'm going to use a little bit of salt and give them a nice toss and place them in my air fryer. In the tray they go, and inside it goes. Obviously, I'm not connected to power, so I'm going to take this over to the other benchtop and power it up. It's on 200 degrees, which is what I want. And I just need to change the time using this controller to 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, and that is what it recommends for my fries. So I think we can just press go. Good luck. I have to say, it is quite quiet. It feels like a hum. It is quite quiet. It's almost like my dishwasher. Take a listen. So I'm just gonna leave it do its magic and check in again in 20 minutes time. So it's finished. I have to say that's pretty fast. I think it's gonna beep and then hopefully we can take it out. The house does smell like sweet potatoes. I have to say, I don't usually get that big fragrance if I'm putting it in the oven, so that's quite pleasant, I suppose. It'd be nice if it was cookies, but let's see what happens. Okay, so let us see inside the tray and see if it's actually cooked. Whoa. Well, they're definitely cooked. I would actually say they might even be overcooked. They look really dehydrated. So I'd probably say maybe 20 minutes is a little bit too aggressive for these sweet potato fries. They sort of look a little bit too cooked. Perhaps maybe taking it down to maybe 15 minutes and checking it out. But I'm really impressed with the fact that it has fried these chips so quickly. Take a look at that. Wow. Now, of course, the next thing to do is to have a look and see what it looks like from the inside and what it tastes like. So I'm just going to take one. They do recommend not tipping it out upside down because it can release any oil that's on the base. And they also recommend using some tongs, but I'm very tactfully using my fork over here. So as you can see, I've got my sweet potato fry. It looks crispy from the outside, a little bit dehydrated, I'd say, just because it looks a bit darker than what I'd expect. It is literally steaming hot. So hot. I want to just break it in half and see if it's soft on the inside. Wow, look at that. That is cooked thoroughly from the inside. That is really quite impressive. There you can see it's cooked. And it's also steaming hot as well. I might just try my luck and take a bite. It's so hot. Nice. It's nice. I would say maybe they're just a bit dry. I don't know if it's because maybe I cooked them for too long. Maybe if they were cooked for a little bit less time, or if these were thicker wedges, it might do perfect at 20 minutes. But I've got to say, for a first run, that's not too bad. I can easily see how this is like so appealing to many people out there because you are literally cooking things in a fraction of the time. It just takes a little bit of trial and error to work out how the timing works for you and what your food you're cooking is as well. I'd say for me, for a first run, I'm pretty impressed with this. I will probably use it again because it's just so efficient in time efficient. And yeah, I just need to work out how to cook these chips so they're not completely dry from the outside. But so far, so good. I'm happy with that. Let me know if you guys have got an air fryer and which one you have and what your tips are for cooking fries and making them come out perfect. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Tasty. Mm. 20 minutes. Usually takes me like an hour and 50 minutes.